Hip hop, go, Carter. You should be the first one. Go.
You can't get too close.
Let his kids go. Where's daughter?
Max Biggerville, New York.
Yes, sir.
Fresh out the can.
Damn.
Off of 18 stretch.
Damn.
They gave me 7 and 5.
Max B when he gets
Nah,
it.
Max B.
Okay.
Max, out of here. People don't play with me with that conversation. Ain't nobody can tell me nothing about that. That's the first thing I say. You heard?
Okay.
That's how you feel. That end the deal for anybody. There ain't no Max talking about conversation.
After 16 long years behind bars, Max B is finally free. 16 years, man. Let that sink in. Years of legal battles, appeals getting denied, hope rising and crashing over and over. But when he finally stepped out, hip-hop went absolutely insane. The streets erupted. Social media exploded like New Year's Eve. Fans celebrating everywhere.
How you feel? How you
I
feeling
feel
right
righteous.
now?
Feeling good.
Feeling good,
I know
feeling
what it
good.
is. I'm grateful.
Okay.
Thankful.
Love that, love
God is
that.
good.
But hold up, not everybody's happy. Word on the street, Jim Jones is heated about this release. Real heated. And that old beef between them? Yeah, it's coming back with a vengeance. And it's uglier than ever. Max hasn't even been out a full week. And he's already everywhere you look. Jewelry stores dripping in diamonds, packed clubs, VIP parties, even courtside at a Jets game living his best life. His face is all over Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere. This ain't one of those quiet, low-key comebacks where someone tries to ease back in. Nah. Max is grabbing that spotlight with both hands and squeezing every drop out of it.
That's an A-lister.
Okay.
Anybody that got a sack, balls, look me up, I'm gonna get you right.
Fans are going absolutely crazy because this is legitimately one of the most anticipated homecomings in hip-hop history. And here's the wildest part. Literally one day after getting released, my man proposed to his girlfriend. 24 hours out, and he's already on one knee. Max wasted zero time. But you already know how this goes in hip-hop. Big hype always brings big drama right along with it. The rumors start flying from every direction, snitching allegations popping up. Old beefs getting reheated, jealousy bubbling to the surface, fans picking sides in comment sections, and the absolute biggest issue rising back up, the Max B versus Jim Jones war. This thing goes deep. See, Jim Jones has been straight up refusing to even mention Max B's name for years now. Wouldn't talk about him in interviews, wouldn't acknowledge him, nothing. Jim went on record saying he might be able to forgive one day, but he'll never, ever forget what happened between them. Never.
Max B when he gets
Nah,
it.
Max B.
Okay.
Max, get the fuck out of here.
All right. Okay.
Now that Max is walking free, Jim's name is suddenly back in every single conversation. And guess who's leading the trolling charge? None other than 50 Cent. Of course it's 50. Man's got his own long-running beef with Jim Jones, so naturally he's having the time of his life right now. He posts that classic Belly movie meme, you know exactly which one, basically implying Jim was out here cooperating with police. Then he adds a caption straight clowning Jim while celebrating Max's freedom. Next thing you know, he's sharing a FaceTime clip of Max chopping it up with DJ Who Kid, laughing and living. And once 50 Cent starts the trolling wave, everybody else jumps in. Bloggers start posting. Fans start commenting. The internet does what it always does, creates absolute chaos. Let's roll it back to where this all started, mid-2000s. Max B and Jim Jones were extremely close, like brothers close. Max had just been released from prison back in 2005 after serving 8 straight years for robbery charges. He came home completely rebranded as Max Bigavelli. The name was him blending influences from Biggie, Machiavelli, and Jay-Z into one persona. And at that time, the Diplomats were absolutely dominating Harlem, running everything. Max connected with Jim Jones through Cam'ron, and just like that, Jim signed Max to his Bird Gang label. They started working with legendary producer Dame Grease, and from the outside, it looked like the beginning of something truly special. The future looked bright. Then 2006 hits and changes everything. Max drops his $1 Million Baby mixtape, and the whole game takes notice. His sound is completely different from everything else out, melodic, smooth, wavy before wavy was even a thing. At the same time, Bird Gang had another rising star making noise, Stack Bundles. Together, Max B and Stack Bundles looked like they were about to become the undeniable future of Harlem hip-hop. Max was creating hooks and melodies for Jim Jones's songs, and behind the scenes people started whispering. Industry insiders started saying Max was actually the real creative engine powering Jim's new sound. That all those hits, Max was the one really making the magic happen while Jim took the credit. But then everything falls apart in the worst way possible. Max gets involved with his ex-girlfriend Gina Conway and this flashy street hustler named Alan Plowden.
When this woman, Gina Marie Conway, a prostitute who'd been with Plowden, told her boyfriend Charlie Wingate, aka Max B, a rapper, about the men's money.
Gina tips Max off about a situation, tells him there's money just sitting in Plowden's hotel room. Easy lick, quick move in and out. Simple plan, right? So Gina and Max's stepbrother Sims roll up to the hotel to execute it, but they get lost on the way, take way too long. And by the time they finally arrive at the room, people are already back inside. Then out of nowhere, this man named David Taylor walks in at the absolute worst possible moment. Sims panics, loses his cool, and pulls the trigger. Just like that, it's not a robbery case anymore. It's a murder case.
And the morning of September 22nd at the Fort Lee Holiday Inn. Police are called there after a man is shot to death. The victim, David Taylor from Florida, was staying in room 227.
Everything changes in 1 second. Gina gets caught by police first, and she doesn't stay quiet. She cooperates with everything they ask, gives law enforcement a massive 169-page statement laying out every single detail. And in that statement, she puts the entire plan on Max, says he masterminded the whole operation from beginning to end. Max gets arrested immediately and hit with serious charges, including felony murder, which carries life. His bail gets set at $2 million. $2 million. Just like that, his entire rising career stops dead in its tracks. Everything he was building, gone overnight. While Max is sitting in a jail cell fighting his case, Jim Jones is out here thriving. He releases We Fly High, Ballin'. That song becomes the absolute biggest hit of Jim Jones's entire career. It's everywhere. Radio, clubs, MTV. But Max? He's watching this from behind bars, and he's claiming he ghost wrote that hit. Says he wrote that song and several other major tracks. The hooks, the melodies, those signature ad-libs everybody loved. All him. So imagine sitting in jail watching someone else blow up off your creativity, your art, your work. That's the position Max was in, and you can imagine the anger building. After 10 months locked down, Max finally catches a break. His bail gets reduced from $2 million down to $90,000. That's manageable. That's realistic. But here's where it gets messy. Jim Jones offers to help Max post that bail, but it comes with strings attached, major strings. Max has to sign over his publishing rights. All of them. And under pressure, broke, desperate, and wanting freedom, Max signs the paperwork. Jim Jones now has full control over everything Max created. Max walks out of jail, but he's not really free. He's trapped in an extremely unfavorable contract that's bleeding him. July 2007, Max B gets released, but he's not the same person who went in. Prison hardened him. The betrayal changed him. He comes home broke, feeling completely betrayed by someone he trusted, and legally bound by a deal that's destroying him financially. And he's carrying one thought in his mind constantly: I deserve my credit. I deserve my respect. I earned this. So Max makes a decision. He's leaving Bird Gang, and he's about to go to war publicly, loudly, no holding back. Around this same time, French Montana is running around New York with his popular Cocaine City DVDs, documenting street culture. French already had existing tension with Jim Jones from previous situations, so Max B and French Montana link up and decide to form Coke Wave together. It becomes more than just music. It's a whole movement. It represents rebellion against the establishment and independence from the machine. Max starts absolutely flooding the streets with constant mixtapes, keeping his name hot and feeding his fan base consistently. Then Max goes completely nuclear on Jim Jones. The Public Domain 3 mixtape cover? Straight disrespect aimed directly at Jim Jones and Juelz Santana. No subliminals, just blatant shots. Max starts publicly claiming he made Jim's entire career. He's firing shots in every interview he does, on every song he drops. Then he releases She Touched It while in Miami, a track where he accuses Chrissy Lampkin, Jim's longtime girlfriend, of cheating with him, then calls Jim emotional and unable to handle the truth. This is full-scale warfare now. No rules, no limits. Jim Jones tries to respond by downplaying Max's entire significance, calls him a bitter, washed-up rapper living in the past, straight up denies that Max wrote any of his hit records. But the streets aren't buying Jim's story. Not at all. Leaked reference tracks start surfacing online with Max's voice on them, and fans begin seriously questioning everything. How much of Jim Jones's success was actually his own work? The doubt is planted and growing. The beef escalates way beyond just music and diss tracks. Max claims Jim Jones and his crew tried to ambush him in a parking lot, says he rammed into Jim's Bentley with his own car, and literally fought his way out of the situation.
To get my room so I could ram it up his ass. Pause and ram the boom. I hit him. So he always my car, right? My window was there. He tried to grab me. So he came in the window. I punched him in his face.
French Montana and others back up Max's version of events. Then in November 2008, Max and French roll up to confront Jim Jones at a recording studio. Max claims Jim called the police on them instead of handling it like men. Then another crew fight breaks out in Brooklyn. Max becomes a cult legend in the streets, the underdog fighting against the industry machine. Then the absolute worst happens. Max's murder case finally reaches its conclusion in court. The judge sentences him to 75 years in prison. 75 years. Hip-hop is completely completely shocked. The entire wave movement that Max created looks finished, dead. And Jim Jones, he appears to benefit from all of this. Max is silenced, locked away for what seems like forever, and Jim still owns all his publishing rights. It looks like game over. Then something unexpected happens. May 2010, the court makes a ruling. Jim Jones no longer has legal control over Max B's career. The judge determines Max fulfilled all his contract terms. Max regains his independence and his publishing rights. He gets his music back. It's his again. And over the following years, something miraculous starts happening. That original 75-year sentence starts getting reduced. Appeals go through. New evidence gets reviewed. The sentence gets cut down multiple times until eventually it drops to around 12 years. Max begins seeing real, tangible hope for the first time in years. Light at the end of the tunnel. And years later, after continuing to fight, he finally walks out those prison doors a free man. But naturally, drama follows him even after release. Whack 100 comes out publicly claiming Max B cooperated with law enforcement during his case. Says he personally has paperwork proving it. Claims to have video evidence too. Says Max provided information to authorities that directly helped reduce his sentence.
He got the paperwork where he voluntarily met with law enforcement, and then he led them to the location of the female, told them what strip club she worked at. And now the conversation came up on how he went from 80 to 20 years.
But here's the problem with that story. Whack 100 openly admits he never even met Max B in his life. They've never been in the same room, and nobody else in hip-hop has seen this supposed paperwork or evidence. Most fans immediately dismiss Whack's claims as obvious clout chasing and attention seeking. Another person trying to get clicks off Max's name. So where does all this leave us right now? Max B is home, free. Fans everywhere are celebrating his return. He's out here living life, enjoying freedom, reconnecting with old friends, and making new memories. Hip-hop is wondering if he'll jump back into making music or just enjoy retirement. But one thing's certain, the streets still honor Max B as a legend. His influence never died. And for right now, Max is simply soaking up all the love and freedom he waited 16 long years to feel again. The wave is officially back, and this story, it's far from over.